Bitcoin just broke through 100K, but do you want to know the real alpha? That's right, it's DeFi and AI agents. Virtual's protocol is surging. Autonomous agents are coordinating trades, supporting prediction markets, and reshaping DeFi in real time. We're entering an era where payments, predictions, and protocols are powered by AI. No humans, no delays, just real-time on-chain intelligence. So what are you waiting for? This episode is a front row seat to the future of crypto and AI. What is going on, guys? It's Friday the 9th of May, and let's lock in, as we just said in the intro, because the markets are pumping and DeFi and AI agents are once again at the forefront. And what do you know? We told you this. We told you so many months ago. I hope you've been buying these tokens when we're doing these videos every single day in January, February, March, and April. But you know what it's like, the FOMO feeling. Even I get it myself. Didn't buy enough.
Even you.
It's okay, guys. Honestly, my strategy here would be take some profits on tokens that are outside of DeFi and AI agents or any projects that you're not that bullish on now in the peak euphoria, and wait for the inevitable dump, which is going to come from a big rip after this. Get into your favorite AI agent and DeFi coins, and then ride them to Valhalla for the rest of the year. Okay? Write that down.
Noted, sir.
Let's get into the markets, guys. Look at this again. Virtual's protocol up another 24% today. Absolutely stunning. The rise of the phoenix of Virtual's protocol, guys. The rise of the phoenix out of the fire. 24% up today. $1.3 billion market cap, guys, on the rise, and they're not alone. They are dragging the market up with them. Of course, with their Virtual Genesis Launchpad is getting so much hype, and I did just allocate the majority of my points to a new project, which we'll talk about later on the video if you stick with me.
Reveal your secrets.
AI16Z, also a key player, obviously, in the AI agent space, guys, with their open source framework, Eliza OS, up 19.4% today. And of course, they have their own Launchpad Auto.fund, which a lot of the attention is actually not on at the moment. And when there's not attention there, that means that there is potential opportunity. Okay, guys? There's no way Eliza OS and AI16Z are going to sit back and allow Virtual's protocol to have all of the attention and all of the fun. So keep your eyes on that one, guys. Going further down the screen here, we've got AIXBT, also, again, up double digits. Now, over $200 million market cap. Fantastic. My purple frog friend. Great to see you back here. Above $200 million market cap, AIXBT. People are clearly bullish on what's coming for AIXBT. Venice token also up double digits today, 10.8%. Also now up to 128 million market cap. Much more where it always deserves to be, with such strong backing and such a strong narrative that they have. Going further down the screen here, guys, we've got Humans AI up 20%. We've got Ava Holoworld up another 10%. And finally, it has broken that $100 million market cap, which is fantastic to see. And they have got some really exciting stuff coming up, which we will also include later in the video. Great to see Holoworld jumping back here. Moving further down, Wayfinder up 21.5% today. And look at that, battling it out with Hey Anon, definitely a fan's favorite on the channel, which is, both of them AI abstraction layers for obviously DeFi, but actually with Hey Anon's new HUD coming up, the heads-up display due to come out early next week. That's actually going to be a game changer for all things DeFi, DeFAI, guys, what they're doing here. And Wayfinder is also a very promising project, don't get me wrong. It looks like they're battling out here, like 79 versus 81 million market cap. AI Rig Complex Arc up 26.4%. They seem to also be coming back from the ashes, guys, which is great to see. Again, we're still waiting for that Rise Home store, still waiting. We've also got Treasure here, Treasure Magic up 13.2%, guys. They've been recently added to the AI agent listing on CoinGecko, which is probably why you haven't heard me talk about them before, but they've got some really cool stuff going on with AI agents, NFTs, and gaming, which we will also touch upon later in the video. We're in for a good video today, guys. And Game by Virtuals, look at that, 50 million market cap, fantastic. I've been calling this one for a long time. Even it was sweeping lows around 10 million market cap, guys, just a month ago. 17.5% up today, now up to $50 million. Obviously, it's massively tied to Virtuals. The success of Virtuals will also trickle down into game, okay? Going further along here, we've got Autonola's also up 11.2% today. Vader up a stunning 30% on the daily, now hitting $40 million market cap, guys. Great to see. Again, Vader just a month ago or so was around 6-7 million market cap. It's now got a clean 4.5x, guys. If you are holding tokens in these large projects like Solana, like Cardano and Avalanche, it's time to, it was already time to rotate a while ago now. Wait for these reversals. The reversals on the AI agent coins will be more brutal than on the big coins because obviously they're such small projects. If I were you, if I was me, I would be taking some money off the big coins, putting them into here, and eventually if you want to take your profits and put them back into the larger coins, then that's fine. You can do that, but don't miss out on this huge acceleration happening right here in front of your eyes, especially if you watch my channel every day. Banker coin up 33.4% today. Great to see. Obviously, Banker has been building a lot in the local bear market. I say local because it was just like a small bear market. Pippin up 27.7% today, showing some signs of life finally. It's been a long time since we've seen that, guys. Sensei also up 20.3% as well. And like the list goes on, like 29.86% with HyperGPT. Orbit also up 18.7% today as well. Yes, no error, 30.7%. Look, guys, we are in a very, very bullish market right now. Bitcoin ripped to like 104K yesterday. Unbelievable performance, and no surprise, we're seeing the DeFi and AI agent space follow along, guys. Look at this. The AI agent market cap is up 26.6% in one day. More than a quarter of the whole market cap, guys. We are back. and we are balling, guys. We're 24% in DeFi as well. Again, amazing to see. Momentum is clearly building. The narrative is clearly back onto us, guys. As we all knew, we had the conviction. That's why every single day we were doing video content on this stuff, weren't we, guys? And we were following when Graphane was touching like a $25 million market cap. Now look at Graphane, up another 33% today. $85 million at the moment market cap. Still far below its all-time high, guys, so don't get too scared. But it's great to see. It's great to see these confirmations of our beliefs actually coming true. Hey, Anon, up 18.7% today. Amazing to see, guys. Let's go further down. Talbot up another 16.8%. This very, very bullish Friday, guys. It's going to be a fantastic weekend for us, all of us, DeFi and AI agent degens. Orbit and Hive following each other. The AI abstraction layers for DeFi, both up around 17-18% here. Going further down here on DeFi, guys, we have the likes of Velvet, again, up 14.7% today. Alpha Kek as well, our buddies over there that took part in DeFi-Con Dubai with us, up another 17.4% today. Guys, the list goes on. Take your pick. In fact, if you have any picks, don't forget, put it in the comments below. Let us know which projects you're following. There's still so much value here, guys. Look at these market caps, 2 million, 1 million. Like, this can easily do 100x some of these in the gems here, and that's what we're here for on this channel. All right, guys, let's move into the news. All right, guys, it's been a while since we've spoken in depth about Holoworld. Now, of course, Holoworld shot out of the blocks as one of the most exciting projects in AI agent space, and of course, we had this beautiful Arbor, AI agent that took a lot of people's attention. And then, obviously, with the whole kind of mini bear market we just had, basically Holoword have been spending this time building, and now it looks like they're getting very close to unveiling exactly what they had in store. So there was this there was this blog post that came out a couple of weeks ago, actually, from Holoworld, a little bit under the radar. So we'll touch onto exactly what it is that Holoworld is building so we can be fully up to speed on what's going on in the Holoworld ecosystem. So firstly, and not to be forgotten, after all of this hype around the Auto.Fun launchpad from AI16Z and the Virgen Genesis launchpad from Virtuals Protocol, there's also going to be a launchpad, probably unsurprisingly, from the Holoworld team, okay? And they're calling this a fairer start for builders. Now, it looks like this launchpad is actually called Holo Launch. What is it? So it's a customizable smart contract system where teams can choose between hard cap and soft cap launches. Whether you're bootstrapping a movement or scaling a juggernaut, you'll have launch mechanics tailored to your goals, okay, guys? They also want to focus on a live streaming 3D agents. Now, this is a little bit more unique than the launchpad, of course. So live streaming 3D agents. So imagine like the Arbor AI agent we just saw here. They're going to have realistic movement, emotional rich facial expressions and segments and scenes. They've also teased here background music selection, anime review shows hosted by agents, and interactive mini games. And they say they already have 10 plus brand partners that are already on board for these 3D live stream agent pilots. So the Holoworld team actually dropped a video a couple of weeks ago now about what they're calling this 3D live agent streaming, and they're calling it a control panel. And what does that mean? Well, basically it allows you to direct the show, obviously behind the scenes, and create an experience that you want to deliver to an audience, as it says here. And they're saying they build it from the ground up. The first iteration goes live soon. It's actually quite interesting. It'll be a whole new way of streaming, obviously with your AI agent or 3D AI agent or new brand that you've come up with. And obviously you as the director of the show can control from behind the scenes exactly how that experience is going to be basically digested by the audience. And Holoword has been building all of this core infrastructure to bring that to life. And it's quite interesting, right? Because we haven't seen, I know there was Luna from Virtuals and a couple of others, but we're still waiting for that kind of breakout moment for like AI KOLs and AI 3D agents, live streaming AI 3D agents to actually make an impact. Is this going to be the moment? Let's see. You've also been building this Studio version 2, which is basically, it helps brands turn ideas into cinematic storyboards, broken down by AI agents trained as creative collaborators. I can see this being very popular with brands. Obviously, visually, Holoworld has some of the best visuals that I've seen in the AI agent space. Whoever's their creative team and creative director, it's looking really, really nice. I can see why brands would obviously love to bring their mascots and their valuable IP into something like Studio V2 to really bring it to life and allow engagement and interaction by a whole new audience, including their initial audience, but the whole new Web3 audience as well. Of course, we've spoken about OpenMCP a couple of times on this channel, guys, basically allowing agents access to the outside world, allowing Web3 agents to, actually, this one is actually more focused on enabling AI agents to use multi-chain protocols and to stop the friction of constantly swapping from different chains, and basically allowing the AI agents to be autonomous. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch, guys. They've already been announcing their integrations already. And now, of course, here the super realistic human models that they're talking about as well. Now, over the last couple of years, there's been quite a few AI models on Instagram that have been very static at this point, right? But they've done very well. They've had some great brand deals. They've made it into the large fashion and entertainment and tech media, especially over in Asia. And that actually now leads me on to a raise that the HoloLaunch is actually doing at the moment. And it's the first raise that they have on their HoloLaunch platform, which is the Mirai pre-sale right now. So we've spoken about Mirai a few times. The Holoworld team has been teasing this one for a while. So Project Mirai is a new Web3 initiative by a Tokyo-based studio, which is behind Asia's leading virtual humans, as you can see here. in collaboration with Hologram Labs, the creator of Holoword AI. So this is actually on here right now. Now, obviously, HoloLaunch, it says, is in pre-release, so it's not actually quite ready yet in terms of all of its functionality that we're expecting. But with Mirai, it looks like they've just gone for it anyway as their first launch that I know, obviously, is quite exciting because they've been teasing this for a long time, and the Japan studio that they're talking about here is very, very highly rated and has done some amazing stuff already with virtual humans, in particularly for a virtual human female called Ima. So look, as you can see here, if you just jump onto the page, you can see here that on the fundraising progress side, there's still 1 day and 14 hours left, guys, if you want to get involved. But the Solana raised here is actually already $3.5 million of Solana, and that's obviously only going to increase as we get closer to the end date. They talk a little bit further here about Ima themselves. So you can see here, IMMA. It was Japan's first virtual model and a global celebrated cultural icon. So it's clear that Mirai comes from good stock, basically comes from people with great experience in the virtual model space, particularly out in Asia. Now this Ima model actually won Asia's #1 influential virtual human, selected as one of Forbes Women of the Year and featured in Tokyo's Paralympics closing ceremony. So most recently, Ima was appointed as the official MC of the Osaka Kansei Expo 2025 and various other expos as well. So clearly these guys have great experience and can be trusted to build something of this nature. Now going further down here, guys, if we look at the token allocations, if you compare this to Virtual Genesis Launchpad tokenomics, it doesn't show us the vesting, which is a little bit sore for me. I would want to see the vesting. I know it says 1 year vesting on team, but it doesn't say if any of that's on TGE or how that's being vested. Is it monthly? Is it linearly? What is it? Is it every 6 months? So that it's a little bit of lack of transparency there that I would like to see personally. And there's obviously a lot in there liquidity that teams can also use as well. But look, I'm not going to deep dive into their tokenomics because anything can be made of this, to be honest, depending on what your narrative is. I'll be honest with you, it does look like an exciting project, at least from my side. It's definitely not financial advice, guys. I haven't been paid to show this project by any chance of the imagination. I'm just bringing you what's cool and what's coming to the market. I'm not sure if I'm going to invest in this myself. Obviously, it's always good to follow a project that you have some level of investment in. They've already raised $3.5 million and there's no hard cap, okay? So that's a big point to raise. So there's no fixed price per token. As you can see here, there's no fixed price per token. The price will be determined by the amount of money raised during the sale divided by the available token supply. And of course, you'll receive a percentage of Mirai tokens based on the amount of SOL you contributed. So look, $3.5 million, I know it is a lot of money, but it's not a humongous amount of money where, the FTV is going to be so high that there's just no way of making money on this. Now, let's obviously revisit this again over the weekend. Keep a close eye on that number of SOL to see how far this actually goes. I think if they end up raising too much money, it could be a bit of a killer for the project. So they need to be very, very careful. There is this cool 7-second video here where they're just hyping up the launch of Mirai. And look, it does look very, very cool. Of course it does. But more importantly, we need to know exactly how much of a good investment this could possibly be. And at the moment, outside of the shiny graphics and the great team behind Mirai, when it comes to tokenomics and stuff, there's not really a huge amount to go off. So it definitely would be a punt, as we'd say in the UK. A bit of a gamble, let's say, if more people understand that, to invest in this. But at the same time, it looks like it will be being pushed hard by Holoworld and Ava. And of course, it does look like an exciting project by any stretch of the imagination, guys. So look, that is what Holoworld has been up to over the last couple of weeks, guys. As you can see, they've just come back over $100 million market cap, and that doesn't seem to be slowing down. They have their upcoming Launchpad coming as well, with HoloLaunch, as well as this Mirai project as the first project on there, as well as the 3D live stream agent. So there's lots of things to be excited about on the Holoworld front. We'll be keeping a very, very close eye on their progress. All right, guys, next up, we're talking about the Virgen Genesis Launchpad. Okay, so actually the most participated Genesis launch has just happened, and that was on a project called WinBet. Okay, so before that, the largest amount of participants was 2,610 by RWAI. Now by WinBet, it's 338. Okay, so that shows the amount of traction that these virtual Genesis launches are actually getting, and the fact that this number is just going to keep going up as more and more people see the gains that are on offer. So as you can see here, the project itself is actually 1,000% oversubscribed, guys. And if we jump into the chart and see how it's doing, we'll look at that. Right now, it's on $4.25 million FTV. Now, everyone that bought in from Genesis actually bought in at around 200k FTV. So everyone is on a clean 20x at the moment. And look, it actually went all the way to around $6 million market cap, guys. It would have been an amazing rise, no matter what you say. Now, a lot of people, of course, some people do take profit. It depends on your financial situation, obviously. Others are diamond handing for the diamond handing bonus, which, by the way, is very generous. And I can see why. Now, this despite the fact that there is 2 very exciting launches coming, guys, that people are really excited about on the Launchpad. And those are Bernie and those are Axelrod. Okay, guys, so if we just head over to the Genesis launch again, as you can see here, we have Bernie, which was a top 10 placement in the Virtuals Hackathon, Virtual Protocol Hackathon, to do with ACP, Agent Commerce Protocol. So that's actually really an exciting one. And also Axelrod here, which is also a very, very hyped launch. Now, I've done a little bit of research on these 2, and I do have to point out a few things. So firstly, on Axelrod, it's probably the most hyped launch so far, and that's great. And I think, AI XVC does have a fantastic brand, and they are part of Virtuals, and, they are a key player in the ecosystem, you could say, and they're part of ACP, Agent Commerce Protocol, that people are very excited about. But on the tokenomics side of things, I'm not too sure about this, guys, because if you look at the developers here, the developer gets 100% unlock at TG. So that means 50% of the supply will be in the hands of the developer on TG. There's no locking at all. And no one's talking about this, and I'm not sure why. I think it's a good project. That doesn't mean they're going to dump it all. I know that. It does leave you with a little bit of suspicion here as to why they're not locking up the tokens. Now, if we compare that to WinBet, and this is what actually made me invest in WinBet, because not only did they have a very cool project which is aimed at gambling and betting, which we've seen do really well with the likes of Billy Betts and Deking, and now of course Agent Ted, but it also includes live streams and creators. And so I think it does have a lot of value there, because it could be like a platform as opposed to just an AI agent. Now, if we look at WinBet, they have a 6-month cliff for the team and then a 6-month unlock. Now, even that is not like unbelievable. I mean, if you're looking at a traditional Web3 VC investing, even a 6-month cliff and a 6-month unlock is really little for a team. But if you compare this data of all these cliffs, all of these locks, which is very detailed, and then you compare that of Axelrod, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to figure out that, there does seem to be a much bigger risk here in this project. Now, having said that, they've got a lot of mindshare on Twitter. I'm sure the project's going to do really well, but you have to be aware of these things and you have to be taken into account. And that might not be obvious for everyone that has been into crypto for a short amount of time. So I think it's important that I raise this point. And the Bernie tokenomics, I would say they're better than Axelrod's, but they're not as good as the WinBet tokenomics. Okay, so for the Bernie tokenomics, the team have a 20% 1 month cliff followed by immediate unlocks. So again, the team's going to start making money after 1 month, and an 80% 1 day cliff followed by 335 day unlock. 1 day cliff. So like the team is basically going to be eating very quickly. And so while this is better tokenomics than the Axelrod, because at least there is some cliffs here, it's still not ideal if you ask me. Not for a longer term play. Obviously, if you just want to buy and cheat, that's fine, you do you. But when I'm looking at this from a longer term perspective, and a lot of us are investing with a longer term perspective, then WinBet had the best tokenomics. Actually, if we head over to our good friend Vader, he actually made a really good post last night about the upcoming launches here. So he's saying that you'll stay poor if you keep cheating at 10x, because what he's saying here is all you need is one investment that will do 1,000x, but you can't generate beyond a 10x if you keep impatiently selling at a 10x. So AIXBT, for example, did a 15,000x, Game did a 6,000x, Vader himself did a 2,750x. And so even just $100 in each of these projects, guys, would have got you $1.5 million, $600K and $275K.
He's making me cry.
So all you need is that one Genesis agent to hit $100 million FDV. The AI agent Web3 gaming space is picking up pace. Goat Gaming unveils Amy, its first pro AI agent. Now, of course, Goat is pretty OG AI gaming platform, guys, and they have now gone live with Amy, its first AlphaGoat Pro AI agent. Now, they've been talking about these AlphaGoat Pro AI agents for a while now, and now it's finally here. Now, this is an article on VentureBeat, which is, a mainstream gaming publication. And what they're saying here is that Amy brings real-time interactive gameplay, automated earnings, and social media-driven engagement to Web3 gaming. This is quite interesting, guys, because gaming has needed a kick in the backside for quite a while.
Couldn't agree more.
To be honest, the promise of Web3 gaming, in 2021, there was so many funds allocating to Web3 gaming and no games really got off the ground. You could argue Gunzilla did, but apart from that, not really. A lot of VC money went to waste. Is AI agent integrated into Web3 games going to give it a boost?
Hope so.
So now look here. Now the Singapore-based company said Amy is more than just an opponent. She's a fully autonomous gaming entity that plays against users, reacts live in Telegram chats, runs raffles and giveaways, and even roasts players on social media. So basically, players can face off against Amy in these high-stakes, fair matches. She reacts in real time through Telegram chats, expos, and community updates, taunting winners, consoling losers with pity raffle tickets, and even posting post-match Polaroids to build a personalized rapport with players. There you go, guys. All sounds pretty interesting here. And the Goat Gaming CEO is saying that this is the next paradigm shift in gaming. AI-driven agents change everything. She's not just an NPC, she's an autonomous competitor, content creator, social presence. Look, guys, it's going to be interesting. Let's see how these AI agent performs and if this will bring a spark back to Web3 gaming with the intersection of AI and gaming. I do think there's a lot of potential there. We also saw AI Veronica, who has also announced that AI agent is also going to be available and is available right now in the game called Pixels. Now, on top of all of that, we've now got Treasure DAO coming out and actually launching AI agent creator for NFTs like Bored Apes and Pudgy Penguins. So what does that actually mean? Well, it actually means that you can build and deploy agents into games on Treasure DAO, such as Gigaverse. And you're able to chat directly to the AI agent and actually give it a custom personality, which is actually quite humorous, guys. So let's just dive in quickly as to what this is and just shows you really where the space is actually going. As you can see here, they actually allowed the top NFT collections, Pudgy Penguins, Azuki, My Ladies, Meebits, and Bored Apes, turn their NFTs into fully autonomous AI agents, all powered by Magic. So Magic is the token behind the Treasure DAO and the Treasure platform. And that's actually quite interesting because I think a lot of projects have been looking for more utility for their NFTs right now. Now, if their AI agents can actually play games for them, if their NFTs can actually become AI agents and play games for them and earn them money, sounds good to me. Sounds good to me, bro. No.
You're getting us confused.
Now let's actually just dive in a little bit more. So what is the AI agent creator? So basically what you do is you pay a very small amount of ETH, $4 or $5, and you turn your NFT into an AI agent. So by the way, guys, you should actually definitely do this. Like, we should be experimenting with this stuff. Don't just listen to me talk about it. Like, go and do it. If you've got one of these NFTs, go to the Treasury Marketplace, select your NFT, pay the ETH, customize your agent's vibe, and top up with magic for your energy.
We don't do that here.
And then you can actually just literally set it to play games like Gigaverse, which is quite interesting. So here you go, for example, here's the Gigaverse, and here's the AI Small, which is one of the NFTs available to play the game. So the current features actually include customizable personalities, a marketplace chat, autonomous play, Twitter posting, and delegated wallets. So I know Twitter posting is something that they're really excited about. So you can actually get your AI agent not only to play games, you can give it your own customizable personality. You can then actually, with just a click of a button and depositing a small amount of token, you can actually then get your AI agent to basically become potentially an ex-KOL. So it's living fully autonomously, tweeting autonomously. Now you do have an option to manually get it to tweet as well. But yeah, we're seeing these NFTs, guys, come to life in games like Gigaverse, thanks to the Gigabrains at Treasure, the Gigabrains at Go Gaming, the Gigabrains at all of these really, really interesting projects that are on the intersection of AI and gaming. And this is only going to continue to evolve as we go along, guys. So look, setting up is pretty easy, guys. If you want to give this a go, you just head over to the Treasure Marketplace, you just top up with a small amount of magic, and you can actually start looking at it yourself, guys. I think this is really interesting. The potential, again, like I've said, for Web3 gaming and AI is obviously here. It's obviously here to stay, and it could signal finally the bull run for Web3 gaming. All right, guys, like I said, Agent Social Pilot is now live, and actually they have 1,000 first come, first serve spots, okay? So if you have one of these NFT agents that are allow listed, like we mentioned just before, you can actually go over and try it out for yourself and watch your agent come to life on socials. So there is also a few that will win a rare one-on-one animated collectible. So good luck, guys. Try it out. Do let me know in the comments below how you get on, and we will finish off today's video on this note, guys. So look, guys, I just want to say thank you once again for joining me for another week of AI agent and DeFi videos, guys. We've had an amazing week in the markets, haven't we? It's been pure green, pure euphoria, and a lot of our favorite tokens are up double digits, some even triple digits, guys. Genesis Launchpad for virtuals continues to print. There's more launchpads coming, such as the Holo launch with Holoworld and the Mirai Terminal. That's going to be super interesting to watch. And don't forget, of course, we have Eliza OS with their auto.fun launchpad as well. So look, guys, things are heating up here. Things are really heating up. Don't forget to watch this channel every single day to get your AI agent alpha. Thank you so much for joining me once again, guys, and I'll see you guys back here again next week. Have a great weekend.